No Retreat.
No Surrender.
What a bad movie. This is What Went Wrong. Aaron Whitlow,
Ken Whalen.
and we're joined by Emmanuel Wholesome. We're going to be watching, well, we just watched No Retreat, No Surrender. This could have easily been put in the category of childhood ruin because it was fine when I was a kid, but it does not hold up well, and it's just so ridiculous.
Yeah. And it's interesting to see a new person watch this movie that has never seen it.
Never seen it. Never seen the technology of the '80s or the lack thereof.
Yeah.
He's like at one point in the movie he was watching. He says, "What did he say? Well, why don't he just Google it or something?"
Yeah.
Yeah, something along the lines. Why don't you just Google it? We're like, that didn't exist. This was the '80s. We had Oregon Trail around this time. So yeah, this movie, No Retreat, No Surrender. Let's tell them what it's about.
Basically, Karate Kid meets Rocky. Evil corporate dojo wants to buy the homemade or the homegrown dojo.
Mm-hmm.
Beats the dad up. Kid, being a kid, he's gonna fight.
Mm-hmm.
It's got Jean-Claude Van Damme in it.
Has a guy that looks a lot like the fat kid from Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Yeah.
Francis, but it's not him. Could be him. It's like a low budget version of that guy. They should have got that guy. But hey, never mind. Yeah, so they moved to Seattle because he's a big fan of Bruce Lee. Coincidentally, I guess. I don't know if he's always been a fan of Bruce Lee before he moved to Seattle, but he's a fan of Bruce Lee. They moved to Seattle, and this is an action movie, but comedy ensues.
Not intentional comedy though.
Not intentional comedy. Yeah, man. I guess you gotta say something nice about the movie.
No, you don't.
Yeah, there's nothing
really
nice.
Don't. The acting was horrible. Everything. The sound
editing. The editing in itself.
Editing was horrible.
We're gonna just jump into. Let's tell what happens in the movie essentially, because I'm gonna spoil it for you. I should spoil it for you.
If you've seen any martial arts movies from the 80s, you know exactly what's gonna happen.
You've seen any sports movies from the 80s. Rocky has training montages. This movie has 5 training montages.
Yep.
5 training montages. I'm looking at our studio audience. 5 training montages this movie has. Mm-hmm. So yeah, he moves to Seattle. He wants to join dojo. Cobra Kai wasn't there, so he went to
the Seattle Sidekicks.
Where their version of Master, I forgot his name, Sweep the Leg Johnny, that guy. And they have a version of Johnny in this dojo. No, I'm not kidding you.
2 of them.
Two Johnnies and a fat Johnny. and it's so bad. And this movie, and I believe and Ken believes that this movie borrows heavily from
The Last Dragon.
The Last Dragon. Heavily from The Last Dragon.
Yeah.
Down to Arcadia.
Yeah, there's the evil bad guy.
He has henchmen.
Yeah.
He didn't have a girlfriend that wanted to be sent a lot, but I guess his job was to go around beating up people and stealing their dojos. I'm guessing that's what his big deal was.
That seemed like what he was doing.
Is that what he was doing?
Yeah.
But he didn't steal, did he? I don't understand. Because the owner of the original dojo in L.A., he closed up shop and sold it. Had a sale sign.
Yeah.
What did he accomplish? What did he accomplish?
He lost the fight, man. Jean-Claude whooped up on him and took his dojo.
Yeah, but he didn't. But they're selling it. What? And he didn't have many students. So what? What profit? Who does that? Is that I guess in the 80s that must have been a profitable venture to get into dojos.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think they were trying to make it like an old Chinese kung fu movie, and that stuff happened in those movies all the time. You know Channel 5 Kung Fu.
You know who did it right? The Last Dragon. Tay-Mac, you did it right. But so yeah, the movie pretty much Jean-Claude Van Damme goes and ends up fighting the Americans in
Yeah, I guess.
in Seattle.
What do you think?
Maybe a little bit, but like not all of them are American.
That's true.
Okay,
That one guy was
African American. I apologize. Just fine. Um, yeah, and then it's just so bad. I don't know. It's not as I can't even really give you a plot or an ending. John Clyde loses because he's Russian.
He gets beat by a kid.
Jason, the Power Ranger,
Yeah.
Messed up Bruce Lee.
the Red Ranger.
Yeah.
It's so bad. What
There's
went wrong?
Everything went wrong.
In the first screen, the scene in this movie was a still of the karate dojo, and then it like jump cut to moving. It's like they said, let's pause it for a long time, and then let's play it.
Yeah.
And oh man, there's a scene. Emmanuel got a kick out of it. Ken got a kick out of it when Jason is coming home from after fighting, I guess. I don't know. And then his dad. Yeah. And then his dad.
When you first see him, he's got a big, thick with-
beard.
Like
5 o'clock.
12 o'clock shadow.
12 o'clock shadow. Or is it 5 o'clock? It's
Ah,
one of those.
Well,
clocks.
it was long though.
It
It,
was
could have
long.
been a 12
Yeah.
o'clock.
He had a big old beard, and then but then when they cut to the inside the house where they continue the conversation, no beard. It's like clean shaven. It's like, and it was like wow, he had no time to leave the room.
That's how much of a karate master he is. He shaved that quick.
And also the father has a disappearing, reappearing limp. It's a convenient limp.
Yeah, he's conveniently crippled.
And oh my goodness. And what else is wrong with this movie?
The guy that got to play
Bruce Lee.
Dream Bruce Lee
Oh,
looks nothing like Bruce Lee.
absolutely
first off.
nothing like Bruce Lee.
And second off, they couldn't even. It was like watching a bad kung fu movie because they didn't dub the words with his mouth, and his mouth was saying something completely different, and they would dub some other lines over it. It was really, really horrible.
It's so bad. I wish I can say something nice about this movie, but there's no such thing. I mean, and I wanted to like it because it's a childhood, and this is kind of a combination of childhood ruined because this movie ruined my childhood memory of this movie. This movie, when I was a kid, I enjoyed it. Me and my cousin Jamal would watch it and be like, "No retreat, no surrender." And also, that's another theme in this movie. The movie's called "No Retreat, No Surrender," and every time they say it, they end up retreating.
Yeah, running away.
The guy ran throughout the whole movie.
Yeah.
Up until the end. No retreat, no surrender. Hey, you kids, let's run.
Yeah, it's time to go.
Yeah.
And there were even parts where like they would dub in voices when the people's mouths weren't even moving. It was terrible.
Yeah, the father is at a bar and some guy picks on him.
This happened.
Oh, yeah, this scene, if you can't see it, audience, please watch this movie just long enough to see RJ riding Jason's crotch
Elvis.
as he does some type of inverted
Crunch. Yeah, something.
It looks like he's crying.
Yes, it does.
No, look.
RJ's enjoying it. And his ice cream. Look up that scene. Also, if you look at my friend Craig Williams' video blog, he has one on depression, and he has this like stopped like right perfectly, and it says Craig Video Blog. But look at that scene here. Wow. This movie is just bad. What could they have done better? Cast someone that looked like Bruce Lee to play Bruce Lee. Also, learn your cultures that you're making a movie on. So the movie is supposed to be heavily martial, like kung fu. You know, Bruce Lee, Jeet Kune Do. They mentioned that. He keeps calling him sensei. Sensei is a karate term.
Yeah.
It's not the appropriate term for a master in kung fu or gung fu would be sifu. Sifu, not seafood, not seafood, sifu. And so, yeah, learn your culture. And then also he was working on the Wooden Man all wrong. Like if you looked up Ip Man, I guess they didn't have Google then. But if you just went to the
Or
library,
Man.
well, Ip Man was still living, maybe.
He was?
I don't know.
Yeah, but
I
they
thought
didn't
he
have the
died.
movie.
They didn't have the
to-
movie Ip Man, but they had the real Ip Man. He probably lived in Beijing. I have no idea. But yeah, just obviously you had to have the rights from the Bruce Lee estate, unless you just totally like stole it. It's possible.
Yeah.
Hence Nosferatu. That's what they did. Kind of stole Bram Stoker's Dracula. You say, I'm gonna make my own movie. But yeah, this movie is bad. Ken, rewatchability.
Out of 5, I give it a 1.
Man, rewatchability.
4.
You'll rewatch it?
Wow.
I give it out of 5. I give it a 1. I will not watch this ever again.
I just want to watch it. It's so funny.
It is.
Well, if you want to watch it for a good time, a good laugh, and make fun of the fat kid, I'm not making fun of obese people, but I'm just do it. That's from Goonies. But yeah, if you want to just look at a movie that is about 80s martial arts,
It's probably one of the first times that the infamous Van Damme splits was shown.
yep. Before this movie, the only time you seen Jean-Claude Van Damme in a movie was in Breaking, and he was dancing and he was doing the pelvic thrust. But vertically, and to music, and no black guy riding him. So, this movie is, we found it in a place to look at it. You can find it. Probably it might be at your local library. It might be at your family video, or it might be on eBay for $1. But you might can find it somewhere. If you want to watch it, feel free to watch it. If you don't want to watch it, you're not missing anything.
Yeah, you're not missing
If
that.
you want to watch something good, watch Last Dragon.
Yeah, it's way better.
That's way better. They did it right. Even the bad guy in that movie was better. Sho'nuff.
Yeah.
You believe that, yes, this guy is a viable bad guy. Jean-Claude Van Damme is in the beginning of the movie and then at the last of the movie.
Yeah, it's like they replaced him in the middle of the movie with some other guy.
And then they find out, oh, this guy is famous. Hey, let's call him back for a reshoot
Yeah.
at the end. And yeah, it's so bad. This is the Swoop Squad, and this is what went wrong.
That went wrong.
That went wrong. But this is what went wrong, and everything went wrong with this movie. Don't watch it. You don't have to.
Please don't.
Aaron Whitlow,
Ken Whalen.
Emmanuel Wilson.
we are the Swoop Squad. You have a good one.